Excellent. Hi, everybody. So in line with step 8, thanks for covering the school part. I'm going to cover the community part. So it's really important that we continue to better inform the public in regards to how they can contribute to saving a life through bystander CPR and the use of AEDs. So from the CAA perspective, we, in 2017, looked back at what Ambulance Victoria did in 2016 in relation to Restart a Heart Day and felt this was an excellent program that would help us assist ambulance services nationally to roll out a program that contributes to meeting the requirements of Step 8 in the 10 steps. So in 2016, Ambulance Victoria participated in Restart a Heart Day. There weren't many places in the world doing it at that point. AV was certainly the first in the Southern Hemisphere to pick it up. So we worked with them, and in 2017, the CAA, with the assistance of the 10 ambulance services in Australia and New Zealand, did a combined rollout on October 16th, 2017. For the first time, we had a national, international Restart a Heart Day. The purpose of Restart a Heart Day is to utilise volunteers within the ambulance services to do training on that day for both CPR and AED use. Help break some of the myths about use of AEDs and certainly get a few more people to put hands on chest so that when they are participating in an event and they're receiving telephone CPR advice, they're at least familiar with what hands on chest might feel like, opening an AED and putting it on. So 2018 is approaching rapidly. Certainly October the 16th, which is Restart a Heart Day again, is upon us. And we're really fortunate that this year ILCOR has adopted Restart a Heart Day and fully support it. And as a consequence of that, it's become World Restart a Heart Day. And we're also fortunate that we're on this part of the world, in this hemisphere, which means the sun rises here first, so we get to participate in Restart a Heart Day before anyone else does. And Australia slightly, a couple of hours later. So this year, we're trying to push the boundaries a wee bit. Last year was really, really effective. All 10 ambulance services worked in the local regions and put on lots of great events. But we kind of restricted last year to the ambulance services doing stuff. And we wanted to make sure that, certainly within the Southern Hemisphere here, that Restart a Heart Day was seen as an ambulance initiative with the sector and provided some leadership on that. That worked very well. This year, we're pushing the boundaries and going to that next group of organisations that are both mission aligned, so it's part of their mission to save lives from out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, but they're not actually within the ambulance services. So we've got a much larger group this year participating. To launch that, we've been able to acquire at least the steps of government in Canberra, and we're having a very large promotion on October the 16th in the afternoon, launching Restart a Heart Day there. I hopefully have a few parliamentarians involved and the like, trying to see them on their knees doing a bit of CPR would be great. The messages have remained the same. We want to keep some consistent messages. Our overall message is we can beat that, recognising that we need to raise the number of out-of-hospital cardiac arrest survivors. And our 3 core messages, calling 000 or 111 in New Zealand, push and shock, remain the same. And those messages worked particularly well last year. We have, we're using social media. We have the usual hashtags and Facebook pages which will support that. So last year, we estimated that through the efforts of the 10 ambulance services, approximately 10,000 people were trained on October the 16th. And we had a social media reach of 1.2 million. So we thought it was pretty good for a first effort. This year, we are lifting our goal, and we want to get more organisations involved. Our goal will be 50,000 community members trained in CPR and AED use. We recognise that ambulance services alone are maybe won't be able to achieve that, and that's why we've gone further afield. So we hope to have participation from a range of other organisations, such as Royal Flying Doctor Service, Heart Foundation, and a whole range of others who obviously are on the same mission as us. The one thing we've added this year that we didn't provide last year, we think will make a difference, is that we've designed a package of material that will be made freely available to any organisation who wants to run their own Restart a Heart Day in-house. We think that's the best way of rolling it out to that next group of organisations. So they can go to our website. There'll be a page there that gives them some background information, how to host their own Restart a Heart Day. There will be links to videos which provide them some background material, and there will be some collateral there for them to use. And we hope that they will make a plan and get their employees involved. The things we want to provide are obviously posters to put up around their workplace, outlining the day and the three key steps. Obviously material so they can advertise the place and location. We've put together a discussion sheet so they can sit as a group and talk about what CPR means to them. They can talk about AEDs and a whole range of things. So we've got some discussion points, and then we will have some set answers that they can use to help guide them. We want them to think about where their nearest AED is. So we're looking at how we can put a little map together so they, as an organisation, can work out exactly how far they've got to go to get to their next AED, and potentially, if that's not easily accessible, where the one following that is. I think that's kind of beneficial from a couple of ways. A, as an organisation, they're going to be better prepared. But secondly, as an organisation, they might start thinking about getting their own AED if they've got to go a long way to get theirs. At some point in the future, we hope that this process will contribute to locating all the AEDs that are out there, often not registered, and we can start collating that data and feeding into the different systems that currently exist around Australia and New Zealand. We also want them to make a plan, and that way we get that kind of greater level of involvement and commitment, and people become just a little bit more comfortable. What we found, certainly from the feedback from last year, that the majority of bystanders are still really quite scared about putting hands on chest, and certainly about opening an AED and putting those pads on. So I think we're concentrating quite a lot this year on trying to break or bust some of those myths about the harm that is potentially caused. So that'd be a big focus for us. I've got a video. Thank you.
63 mums, dads, children and grandparents who each mean the world to someone, but only 1 in 10 survive a cardiac arrest. Together, we can beat that. Restart a Heart Day is October 16. Would you know what to do if someone's heart suddenly stopped? This Restart a Heart Day, we want every Australian to know how to do CPR and use a defibrillator. Find out more at restartaheart.net. Together, we can all help save lives.
And we have a New Zealand version of that as well, just by the way, for the locals. I think Restart a Heart Day is becoming firmly embedded in the systems across Australia and New Zealand, which is great. We look forward to October this year and seeing what we can achieve and setting some even greater goals for 2019. Thank you.